It's my last ever term in college. I thought might as well do it right and do a little video showing you guys how I prepared for back to school season. And then after that, I remember we would go to like the bars besides school. So I'm having my very last first day of school ever. And I'm having it soon and I don't know what to feel. It's my last ever term in college. I thought might as well do it right and do a little video showing you guys how I prepare for back to school season, like school supply shopping, organization, and productivity tips or things that I like to do to keep on top of my schedule. So just for reference, I study at DLSU, De La Salle University, Manila, and I'm a BS entrepreneurship student and I am graduating. There is a very high possibility that I'm going back to face-to-face classes. I haven't gone to campus in more than 2 years, so this is gonna be an interesting change. So yeah, let's get on to the video.
When you were younger, you didn't see things quite the same as you do now. But now you're older, you find that sometimes you wish you had stayed a clown, never ever knowing whether you're coming and right now that sounds like Ray's idea. But hey, let's not get down about being a clown or running away from town, because you eat so well and your friends can tell when that pastry's oh so brown, never ever knowing whether you're coming or going. And right now that sounds like Ray's idea. Maybe you smoke too much and you drink too much, but as long as you can get back to home base, well, that's fine by me, and that's fine by everyone else.
Such a hot day out today.
Like Ray's idea. Like Ray's idea. Like Ray's idea.
My keys again, the second time this week. She'll know right where they're at and probably think I'm done, but that's just what I need. And when I drink too much, cuts me off from.
So I just walked back home and can I just say It is so hot outside. Like, I was sweating so much on my walk home. So this is probably common knowledge and everyone always says this, but I feel like the best way to be organized, productive, and efficient during college is to have a dedicated space where you can write all of your to-dos. So the first one over here that I have is my planner. It just has this kind of like layout, so the specific dates, and then the other side over here has a blank page where I like to put an overview of like my to-do list. And then the next thing that I like to do to keep organized is I like to use Notion. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to Notion for sponsoring this portion of the video. Literally life-changing. I plan everything on my Notion. It's kind of just like your own personal desktop that you can just set up and have everything going on in your life organized into one simple page. So let's go on to my Notion page and I'm gonna give you guys a quick little Notion tour. So here's an overview of my Notion spread. So over here on the top we have home, and this is basically the home page where I have all of my categories just in one page. So over at the top we have today's agenda. It says things to get done for today, and I put a little quote on the side that says consume less and create more, and that has been my quote for 2022. That's something that I want to implement into my everyday life. So for today's agenda, I'm filming a Notion tour, which I'm doing right now. I need to go school supply shopping. I want to go to a cafe in the afternoon. If you want to add another page to your spread, all you have to do is press the slash button again and it's going to open up to the basic blocks and you can add a page from there. Also, if you want to change the emojis or the icons of the pages, all you have to do is click the icon and it's gonna come up with a bunch of different emojis that you can pick. And then right under that we have a page with my 2022 goals, and I feel like this is just like a really important page because it inspires me to work hard. Then right under that we have 6 categories that I use on a daily basis. So we have weekly overview, college, work, life, finance, and bucket list. So I'm gonna start with weekly overview. For daily, this includes all of the daily tasks that I need to do, and I divided it into 3 categories. So we have college, work, and life. What I used for this is the board view, and I really like this because you can create different cards. Once you're finished accomplishing those tasks, you can drag the cards to done, which I really like because it's very satisfying. So the next page that I have over here is weekly, and this is the page that I use the most. I like having an overview of what I have to do for a week. For this page, I use the to-do list because I get really satisfied checking off things that I've done. And as you can see, we have a pretty full week ahead of us this week. And then the last page we have for weekly overview is the monthly page, and this is just like a calendar view. I can just input here the important dates that I don't want to forget. So the way I was able to insert this calendar view is by using the slash button, and it has calendar view right over there, so you can just click that and it's gonna open up a calendar for you. So the next category I have is college, and for homework, this is just where I list down all of the homework that I need to get done for the week. And again, I use board view because I like the drag and drop format when I get things done. So the next page that I have for college is internship, and this just includes like the previous internships that I had. So when I scroll down, the next category I have is work, and this includes all of the social media like kind of work that I need to get done. So the first page that I have over here is YouTube, and this is what I use almost on an everyday basis. So the way I organize this is by using toggle lists, and this is one of my favorite features in Notion because I just like how it hides the clutter and it just makes everything look seamless and organized. You can add bullets there, you can add pages. That's how I organize like my video ideas and the due dates, and if I have any sponsors that month, and then also the payment status because I tend to forget. Using this has definitely helped me keep track of that. The system just really helps me. And then the next page I have is Instagram, and here I just like put some photo ideas I want to take, some locations that I have in mind, reels, like this is just an inspiration dump basically. So the next page that I have is TikTok. Work is basically if I need to get any brand work out, and fun is just like some TikToks that I get inspired by. So the next category that I have is life, and this one has a bunch of different pages. So we have habit tracker. I just like having this to track my progress, if I've been consistent with working out, meditating, reading. Next list I have is my wish list, and this just includes things that I have in mind that I want to save up for. So the next page I have is highlights, and this just has all of the highlights that happen for me every month in a year, like the significant things that have happened to me in those months that I want to look back on in the future. The next page I have over here is media, and I am somebody who watches so much shows and movies. It is a pretty long list. I have the titles and the ratings that I give the shows, and then right next to it I have a category for books, and I just put the titles of the books that I've read this year and what I rated. Let's move on to finance. So for payment tracker, this is the same thing as the YouTube one earlier. This also includes the payments for other things that I do every month, and I use the toggle list again. So for expense tracker, now this is something that I'm trying to use less often. So I use the toggle list again, and I use it on a monthly basis. So I use database for this, and I use the inline version, and this way you can just add tags and like different columns and edit the properties. And if you want to add different kinds of tags, all you have to do is create an option by typing, for example, food and drink, and then it creates a tag for you already. It's just an easy way to spot which you've been spending a lot on and which expenses you should cut back on for the next month. And then the last category I have is one of my favorites, and it's bucket list. The travel page is my favorite one because it just has all of the countries that I want to visit. I just really like this page because it inspires me and it motivates me to work hard so that I can take myself to these beautiful places and experience these beautiful things. And then the last page I have for bucket list is thrills, and this is just like things that I want to do before I die, you know, skydiving or bungee jumping. So that is the last category that I have over here in my Notion spread. I find that this format is the most effective for me and the most organized format that helps me get things done. I've just become a lot more responsible for myself and for my time. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna link Notion down below and you guys can download them. I'm gonna do a quick school supplies haul of all of the stuff that I got from Muji. Before ending off today's vlog, I wanted to do a little Q&A about college. So I went on Instagram and asked you guys to send in some questions. Any tips on how to stop procrastinating? I stopped using my phone. I stopped going on my phone because whenever I use my phone while I'm doing schoolwork, it just distracts me so much, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate to that as well. How to balance social life, work, and school life. I had school, and then I have YouTube, social media, I had an online thrift store, I had a social life to keep up with. When I was living in an apartment or a condo, I had to take care of my health, you know, make sure I was working out, eating the right food, getting enough sleep. I needed to do something and find a balance to make it work. In my school, we only had classes until Thursdays, so Fridays were usually my filming days. I would edit the videos during my break times in school. Bilang college student, mahirap minsan maghanap ng affordable option or magluto pag madaming ginagawa. I remember I used to make overnight oats a lot, just like easy food like that. And also, I used to go to a gym. I got a gym membership at the gym in our school. By paying for that membership, I was forced to go because I was like, I'm not paying for something and not using it. So I would go after my classes. I remember I would go to the gym at like 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. How to make friends as an irregular student. So I'm an irregular student because I'm a transferee from a different school. I would say making friends as an irregular student is very difficult. Luckily, most of my high school friends and I go to the same college, so it was very easy for me to hang out with them and spend time with them. So basically, my first day of school was everybody's third term of school. I remember this so vividly. My first ever day of school, I had anthropology class, and then there was an empty seat in the front. That was the only empty seat left, and beside me were these two girls. I introduced myself to them. They were beside me. I was like, hi, my name is Bianca. What's your name? What's your course? And then they just looked at me like, hi. I realized at that moment that it was just my first day of school and not everyone else's. They were past the introducing themselves stage. They were kind of just like going in class and leaving, like they didn't really care. But I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Like if somebody introduced themselves to me and said hi, I would be nice back. You know, I don't think it's bad to introduce yourself, especially if it's in a classroom. I remember I had a class the next day, a different subject. It was a law subject, and I was sitting beside this girl and she introduced herself to me, and I was so shocked because it's not like she was a new student. She was like from an upper batch from me, and I got to like meet other people from her. That class was so fun because it was my last class of the day, so it would end at like 6 o'clock, like 5:45, and then after that we would go to the bars beside school, like when Happy Tea was still a thing, and I would meet people from her. Yeah, I don't know, it was a nice experience from coming from, you know, my first day of classes. Join organizations, go to parties, go to group hangouts, group meetings. More often than not, you guys are gonna make a friend or two over there. Last question I'm gonna answer is how not to be so grade conscious. Don't base your worth on a number. There's so much more life outside those years in college and so much more opportunities and potential. What you do with the knowledge you get in college and the relationships and connections that you build from college is what matters more than the grades that you get, and I want you guys to remember that. So yeah, that is basically where I'm gonna end off today's video, I guess. Wish me luck for my last first day of school. I'm gonna vlog it, of course. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will see you guys next week for another vlog. Bye guys.